Kush and Chemtrails, the world's most dangerous podcast.
Did you guys hear? I know we mentioned it briefly. I think me and you, Emmett, off camera.
I did hear about that.
But this was the 7th Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions. Yeah, so this is like the Vatican news. Peace. One love. So pretty much, people, the headline was that the Pope and the I forgot the title of his name, but he was like the leader of the Muslim world, or a very high-ranking person in that world, came to some type of bond. They have a document that they signed. I read it over too. It's pretty it's like, you know how a lot of these things with the new agenda kind of seem like on the face of them they're helpful, and that you could see the purpose of something like this. But you just leave wondering what their agenda truly is in putting together something like this. And yeah, it was just speaking on people not discriminating and not causing terror, and bringing back like a time of putting God first, and not being divided based on religion. But yeah, I had pulled this up just because I wanted to read just a little piece of this. And then also, I think I even have the document that I was talking about. It's just hard to navigate this little contraption we got going. Here we go. So it says, a glimpse of the 7th Congress of Leaders of World and Tradition Religions. I know I got a lot of ums going. Pope Francis travels to
Kazakhstan.
There we go. On Tuesday for what we just said, the 7th Congress. And the event will feature, and this is before it happened, discussions to promote peace and concrete commitments on the part of the religious leaders from around the globe, including the Grand Imam of al-Azhar, which I found out was a title, and this is his name, Ahmed al-Tayyib, and representatives from the Russian Orthodox Church. So people were talking about this because it's like a coming together of not only Catholicism, but just the Christian world and the Muslim world. So the document goes into further detail exactly what they were talking about. Let me see what we got here. Bam. Because we could bore you with reading more on the article, but you guys can go check this out for yourself. But the document is called The Apostolic Journey of His Holiness Pope Francis to the United Arab Emirates, a document on human fraternity for world peace and living together. And you know what? I don't even think this is the actual document. I had read the actual document, but oh yeah, this is it. This is it right here. The document right there. So it's pretty long, but yeah, like I said, it speaks about, here's a couple little sentences. In the name of freedom that God has given to all human beings, creating them free and distinguishing them by this gift, in the name of justice and mercy, the foundations of prosperity and the cornerstone of faith, in the name of all persons of goodwill present in every part of the world. And then right,
you sound like we're in a church right now.
And then it's signed by the Pope and the Grand Imam of al-Azhar.
The 12 Imams of Islam.
Yeah. So interesting stuff. Yeah. What you guys think?
I mean, I'm all for it, bro. If it makes them happy, you know what I mean? It's they're consolidating religions, or they're choosing to recognize one another respectfully. I personally thought that went without saying. I guess maybe they're just trying to be examples for the religious community as a whole, like, hey, look at what the Pope's doing because he's so influential.
Right.
I'm sure the Imam, the Grand Imam rather, is very influential.
The whole justice based on mercy thing is just kind of like, wow.
What do you mean by that? I'm justice on mercy.
Justice upon, like, that was one of the segments in the thing. It said, you know what I mean, justice upon mercy or something like that. But like that's what triggered me. I was like, man, that's crazy. Like, how do you justify something that's so intimate, like mercy? You know what I'm saying? Mercy is like motherfucking You know, that shit you got intimate with your creator, bro. Like, please have mercy on my soul type shit. So how can you justify that in a human sense? You feel me? So it's like justice upon mercy is just like, man, it kind of like, yo, they playing on words pretty much. You know?
Yeah, everything is how do you take it. Yeah,
it can't be possible. Like, it's just like how shit, man. Certain things you can't pull off, bro. No matter how cool it sounds, it just scientifically and physically you can't.
So you're saying it's impossible to have justice if you show mercy to the perpetrator?
As far as that subject, yeah. Like, but any other subject, it might be cool. Like,
What subject was it?
The segment he just was on right now.
talking about the Pope and the agreement.
In that sense, that's a religious sense where it's like you plan on, you know, that's why you don't really use God in like court senses, or you don't use God in sport games, or you don't use God, you know what I mean? So it's kind of they intertwining the two, where it's like it sounds cool when they approaching it by presenting it, but at the end of the day, it's just
I think
like,
that's
what?
part. It's great that you're saying that though, because if you really read it, and some people should really go back to read it. Maybe
that's the part
maybe
that got me.
maybe we'll do a deeper dive, like for extra content on another time. But they were talking about the bringing together the East and the Western traditions.
Yeah.
Because what you just said is more like our tradition, the Western world. But on the other side of the globe or the plane, you know, some of their religious beliefs do bleed over into how they do their law and what you know what's expected of their citizens. So it just depends on where you're at with that in the globe. So I think that's why they were trying to unify and not focus on the differences, but try to come together on some of the uniformity.
Kush and Chemtrails, the world's most dangerous podcast.